Welcome to RollFare, a D&D podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. And as always, we'll introduce ourselves. My name is Devin. I am the Dungeon Master.
I am Ryan, and I'm playing Alton, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Brad, playing Arden the Wizard.
I'm Kayla, playing Kaiji, the Tabaxi.
I am Austin, playing Sheru, betrothed of Arden.
You're not.
All right, cleric.
I'm Ben. I play Raina the Ranger.
I am Sarah, and I am playing Asar, the Fire Genasi Sorcerer.
Perfect. If there was anyone that I was expecting to get married first, it would have been Rainer and Asar. But anyway, so picking up from where we left off last, Arden and Sheru just about got married. A wonderful ceremony with
It was
only
a
a single
flower
broken
shop
heart.
and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't a flower shop, wasn't it? And the rest of the party went looking for information on possibly Kaiji's missing crew. And Rainer went back to Tondoth and had an exchange with him. And he found Vatha, who wasn't exactly Vatha, in a different form of some sort. And she asked him to help her find Jalen, who misled her and resulted in her death. And she is now on a quest of vengeance. So, we're picking up with that exchange there with Vatha and Rainer. And so what are you doing?
Yeah, so after we finish our conversation, I, give one last just kind of goodbye and step out to grab Alton.
And when you come outside, you see Alton as a human, but his skin color has returned to his red, his really dark red. So instead of looking tan, he just looks super sunburned.
Well, that looks like it'll hurt in the morning.
Yeah, I think I'm still getting used to this. I guess I'm just used to the skin color, so not really what humans usually look like, I guess, right?
Not usually, but it looks good on you. Let's go find the rest of the group, shall we? We've got things to handle. I would, at some point in the near future, like to have a chat with you as well, but I think we have things that, how would I say it, in more urgent need.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll be bored on the road for quite a while in the near future.
Plenty of nights, long nights in the desert, moonlight, and
What?
I'm done.
Are you?
Shush. I've had it.
I sense another bromance.
It's been a long morning. I'm sorry, my mind is not all here. A few twists and turns, and
Well, I mean, I guess if you really want to.
no.
Okay. No.
So on our side of the world, I turned to these two. Well, we're supposed to be meeting outside of the Zujiri Square.
Okay, we'll follow you then.
Yes. When we get there, my plan is to hide behind one of you.
Maybe-
Sharu's bigger, but
Maybe
you're
the Sharu.
human.
I already have attention on me, so maybe it's smart to hide behind me because people look at me.
I'll do that. So I make my way out of the tavern and down the thoroughfare.
Okay. So you guys are meeting in the Zujiri Square, or are you meeting by Zujiri Distribution?
By the Zujiri distribution.
Okay. So you guys meet up at the Zujiri Distribution. Just a simple tavern. Overall, I mean, it's fancier than the other taverns. You've got stables kind of over by the lakeside where beetles are kept. And then you've got, it's a couple of stories and you hear just a lot of laughter inside, people coming and going. You see a warehouse section where things are being loaded onto beetles and carted off out of the oasis. So there's usually quite a bit of activity here. It's not, an overabundance of it, but it's not uncommon to see at least one beetle being loaded and shipped off every couple of hours.
While we're waiting for the others, what's the purpose of what are we doing?
So, we're trying to get information
Maybe a little slower.
on where. Sorry, I'm having trouble breathing.
You okay?
I'll be okay.
What do you need? Shrew can give great hugs.
I've never been told that. And I don't think I've hugged you yet, so I'm not sure how you know that.
It happened during the night.
Touch me and you die.
Touch me and you die.
I'll be fine. So we're here to find information on where my crew was potentially gathered and distributed to. And we think that the Zujiri distribution would know, since it's a business they're in and one of the caravans that... Anyway, they probably know.
You said one was lizard folk.
One of my... yes, Spike is the lizard folk.
Land before time, a spike, okay.
Land before...
I've heard that story. It's a good one.
There's a land before time?
So I've heard. I will try to find it one day, but it's one of those mysteries.
It sounds very mysterious to me. So there's a lizard folk. There were two brothers. They were fire genasi. There was an air genasi. 3 of them were humans.
Any identifying marks on the 3 that we can... As I assume we're asking for slaves, and we're looking for ones in particular that have certain skills, maybe? That we...
Lilith has certain skills. She's, she was in the Treasures of the Sand. She was a performer, an acrobat, a contortionist in the performance. So that might be identifying about her. There was what is it? That Triton man. Yeah, I guess he'd probably stand out. You probably don't see too many of those this far inland. Yeah, that would have been everybody. There was a goblin. There was a
Goblin?
yeah, but I doubt he made it out of the battle alive. I mean, you see goblins and you just automatically think you need to shoot them. So.
I mean, they usually start shooting at you at first.
It's true. So I don't know that he would have ended up in any of this. I mean,
Do you think they'd be captured as a group? It might be easier to be like, we're looking for slaves that we had, that we lost.
My best guess is they were captured as, I don't know, they might have been captured as a group, or they might have been captured and sent in different directions. I don't know what happened after I was captured.
It's okay,
So
we'll find them.
Yeah. And if you do the talking, you and Rainer. Two of you would do the talking.
I'm already forming a plan. You don't want me to do the talking?
Yeah, remember the last time you followed the plan?
We made it inside. We found Tristan. It worked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we almost got these 2 conscripted.
Well, that wasn't my fault.
Not wrong.
Technically true.
technically you did get conscripted.
Yeah, we are conscripted.
You just escaped in the chaos.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, so who's
Runaway
more at fault, Arden or
conscripted.
Sharu?
yeah.
Just add it to the list.
Okay. So you guys have this conversation, and eventually Raynor and a very dark red human joins you.
Is Asar there?
Asara's been with
Asara's
you
been
all
with
the time.
Oh, I've been standing right next to you this entire time.
Do I have
Sorry, I
enough?
didn't recognize you.
You,
Do you have?
Alton? Is that you?
He's learning how to be a human.
You're little red.
You look like a
He's
lobster.
very embarrassed.
Give me just a moment, and I'll snap my fingers, and now I'm just a regular tan human again.
Appropriate. I mean, when we are in a desert.
Yes, right in the middle of the crowd.
Nice.
Alton would totally do that because he has no wisdom. So.
So we have a plan. It seems.
I apparently don't get to do any talking.
How about this? I will be.
I was hoping we'd see Raphael again.
Yes, I could be Raphael.
oh,
No. How about
Don't
Raynor?
encourage him.
Raynor, you and I.
I wish to be encouraged.
Let's spearhead this, all right? I will be the one who basically keeps inventory of the slaves, and we lost a few. And you're very angry with me, and we're trying to find the ones that we lost, and they happen to be lizard folk, and the others that are part of his.
Yeah, so,
Because I have a quill. That's my only plan. That's the only reason.
I'll admit you're probably a little better at talking to people without pissing them off than I am. I don't have the greatest of track records.
Isn't Raynor already known in this area?
Oh,
They might know me.
that's
Yes,
everywhere, I
it's-
believe.
I've been here in the
Strictly
Oasis for several months.
speaking, I don't know that anyone has seen that face before.
In the temple.
Pointing at Alton.
Yeah, I could try to make something up. Right. So
So one thing we do know is that Kaiji was obviously a part of this group, and there may be some legitimacy to the request to try and find her compatriots, seeing as how we have her in our possession. That we might be able to use that as leverage to find
That
to get
seems
more
risky.
more information.
That seems risky, holding out that we have what would probably be known as a runaway slave, I guess. And if they already know about the runaways, then there might be more questions.
That's what I'm saying, though. She's with us, as in, we go about the whole slave ownership thing again.
Yeah, we were able to hold
So
on to
we're-
one, or find one, but we're looking for the others.
All right. I take the
Are
cloak off.
we looking to return her
Ropes.
to her rightful owner, who owns the
No,
others?
we're the ones that own her, and
Sharu,
the
you have the
others,
rope?
I have
the
the
others
rope.
escaped. We've managed to find and retrieve.
well, they
This
wouldn't.
one's
They wouldn't
16
have
to
escaped.
Tie her up in a way that she can easily escape.
Well, that's the whole guys. They don't
They
necessarily
didn't
escape,
escape.
but we're
they,
saying
they
that
got got captured by another slave group. They were stolen from us.
But who knows that? Maybe they don't know that.
Unless they were there and did the capture.
I think I'll
Use
need
both my
to
2-second level spells.
I'll appear more rich, though. So
I think I look fancy.
you
Well, it is
don't.
a very nice.
The other thing we could do is you could.
Well, that's disconcerting.
Listen, I haven't had the most complete and best ideas. Our results have varied over these times, so I am fully,
You could.
capable of listening to other plans.
You could just go in and have particular criteria in mind and list off.
I just
things
feel like
crew
it's too
members would have.
specific it would ask more questions than if we already had them in our inventory. We could be like very specific about multiple rather than we might have to do one at a time if we're asking for one that we would like.
Maybe we just do it basic, that we're looking for more exotic folk, simply, and just try and
that's
get
good.
a
it's just a group.
just a
Okay.
good gauge on what merchandise. may
I will
available.
be the king
Sorry,
of Genovia.
You wanted to say something, Shrew. I was intentionally cutting
Austin
you
wants
off.
to say something.
Do they have plums or
Devin.
peaches there?
Since I used the
Pears.
channel divinity to be proficient in my convincing earlier, would I have had a short rest since then?
I would say no,
Okay.
because
They were
Hasn't
in
been
the-
enough
They were in the
time.
tavern together for.
it would have been
20
It
minutes
would have
at
been
the
about
most.
20 minutes, 25. Short rest is an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought short rest was a half hour.
Nope.
It depends.
It's an hour.
Okay.
Unless you have a special.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, never mind then. I can't do the thing I want to do.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah, peaches. Or pears or whatever.
I think it's pears.
So that may be just something where we, kind of keep our cards hidden.
I like that it's simple. The best lies are very simple and nobody asks
Yeah,
questions.
just that we're looking for some more exotic inventory.
Perfect.
We could also just look for someone who looks, maybe a little more shady or open to a bribe or something, and just see if we can, get them alone and offer them some money for some information.
Could do that.
Let's
as
see what we can
well.
see.
I do say that whatever we do, be careful, because word does seem to travel around the oasis rather easily.
About what time is it right now?
I might say you're probably pushing around noon, maybe early afternoon.
If we hold off for about an hour, I have Uvama has granted me the knowledge of a spell that helps me divine the possible outcomes of certain actions we might take. But I seem to have used my energies today, and if I take a short rest, I can regain some of that energy.
I feel like this is important enough that we don't want to mess this up. And I know Kaiji is ready to
Die.
but here, let's undo those ropes. I know we did that kind of quickly, and let's take the time.
Okay.
So I want to focus on the ring.
I would say that during all of this, we're not like literally just
Standing in the middle of
in
it.
front of the Zujiri distribution center.
hope
It's
we
something
are.
where it's like, no.
It's like the cat. Will they go
I
in? Will
would
they
have
go-
just had us moving
Yeah.
about a bit and try and
Sounds good.
We're
be with
flying
the crowd.
casual, but not looking like we're flying casual.
like an undercover cop trying not to look like an undercover.
So we look like an undercover cop.
Okay. So you guys are taking a short rest. Or are you doing this back at the tavern?
I mean, well, I
Might be
could
go-
just
We
go
could
in
just
and
go over,
start
like, to
talking
the
to
shore.
people alone while they're doing their thing. Because if I'm, looking as I am and not with any of you, I can change my look after, and they'll never see that person again.
See what you can figure out in an hour. We'll meet back.
So
I'll be near.
I'll try to find somewhere a little more private.
be Arden.
and just change it so I look like I'm well dressed.
okay, sounds good. So you
You can change your dress.
I'll be nearby if there's any.
just tell me
any
exactly
issues.
what you're doing.
So since I can cast this at will, I'll just cast it again, basically. and-
Well, I just mean like, what's your plan? Are you just going in there?
Yeah.
Tell me more about. Are you,
Yeah, so I want to appear as a rich human.
Okay.
And walk in, kind of look around a bit, get an idea of what's inside. If I can see anyone that looks like they would, be of the merchant type in terms of selling slaves or whatever they're distributing, and see if I can now at least strike up a conversation of, hey, I'm looking for some more exotic creatures. Have you ever sold a lizard folk, or have you ever sold a genasi? Do you know where I could find one like that?
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Sounds good. Let me just get back to this.
He's
Okay.
gonna die.
So as you,
Yeah, I might just burn the place down.
that seems to be a pattern.
I will try not to burn the place down. We'll save that for later.
Okay.
Forgot the fish.
So as you transform yourself into a more affluent human, what? Go ahead and make a. I'd say for the purposes of this, let's do a sleight of hand just to see if you're able to hide
Okay.
the casting.
It's a 13.
Okay, sounds good.
Terrible.
I was trying to do it maybe in an alley or something.
Sure.
If that helps.
So, if you were doing that, go ahead and do it with advantage, especially with your
Ooh, that's a
skills.
21.
Okay, sounds good. So you're able to transform yourself into an affluent man. You have the look of a Yabankichi, and you walk up to the Zujiri Distribution Tavern, and you see that there is a guard there, and he says, "What do you want?"
It's a pleasure to meet you. You can call me Kasan. And I slip him, as I shake his hand or offer to shake his hand, I slip him a gold piece.
Okay. So he looks at you and he says, "Nice to meet you, Kasan.
Yes,
Go ahead and
I have business inside.
I can see that. Go ahead and walk on in. You're
right.
welcome here." So as you walk in, you see that it's a very fine-looking tavern. Several tables, cushioned seating. Bartender's a Yabankichi female. Several servers are walking about, taking orders and bringing food and drink to the various patrons there. As you're looking at the food, you can tell that it smells much more exotic. Spices and whatnot are used.
They use
And
paprika.
They have salt.
and it appears that that no one is paying for anything here. And the room itself is a simple mud brick, and there's several offshoots leading to other rooms that are clearly designed as more of a common sleeping area. And it looks like there's a door towards the back of the tavern as well, which would be on the northwest side. So, but as you look around, you see that lots of eating, lots of drinking, people just resting from their travels along the road.
All right, I will kind of just head to an open table, one of the cushioned seats kind of thing, and just look like I belong there, relax, wait, sit back, as if my guard is down, and just wait for a server to come over.
Okay. So you wait there for a couple minutes, and the server comes over to you, also a Yabankichi, and she looks at you and she says, "So, what'll it be?"
Yes, maybe just a light lunch for me today, and a glass of your fine wine.
Sounds good. We will get that wine to you right away, and the lunch we have today is just a roast goat leg with the spices of the Dwarven mines.
Perfect. I love goat leg. I eat it all the time. That'll do finely.
Yeah, we wish we could provide a little bit more, but this town doesn't have a whole lot of options.
Yes, I'm well familiar with that. I don't plan to stay long.
Well, I will get that right to you. And your name?
Yes, you may call me Kasan.
Very well, Kasan. And you heading to the mine? Or you heading back?
Just heading back. Just finished up some business there, dropped off some cargo, and now I'm just looking to start my next journey.
Very well, very well. Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
I'm looking to maybe negotiate for some new inventory and maybe to transport to my next destination. If you know of anyone in this fine establishment who may be interested.
It's very possible. I mean, what does Ujiri have you doing?
I'm just transporting slaves of a more exotic nature, you could say. So not your run-of-the-mill workers for the mine or that sort of thing, but my new assignment is to find some more rare inventory.
I see. I'll see what we can do. I'll have one of our contractors come over and see if there's anything that they can specifically point you to. And she goes off to fill your order. About 10 minutes later, it comes back, and you have this very nice goat leg, as well as the wine, and it is very good, very, very good. Primary seasonings are salt, and then some more exotic spices as well.
11 herbs and spices.
Well, I might as well enjoy it while I'm here. It's probably the best meal I've had in quite a long time.
Ever.
Yeah, very possible.
But as you sit there and wait, you see you finish your meal, and you see another woman come up to you, and she sits down and she says, I hear your name is Kusan?
Kasan.
Kasan,
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, likewise, I am Navu.
Navu.
Yes. And I hear you're looking for more exotic slaves.
Indeed. Would you like to have a seat? I'd be happy to share a drink with
She
you.
already sat down.
Oh, okay.
How was your meal, by the way? I was waiting for you to finish.
It was good. It was as the server said, it's hard to find a great meal in this area, in this location, but it'll do.
It's true, and unfortunately, I wish I could get out of this place every now and again and find some more wonderful food. But it's where Zujiri has me, and I will make do. But tell me more about what you're looking for.
Well, I'm looking for some very rare slaves in terms of the type of slave and including the location I'll be transporting them to. I'll be heading to some very far locations that they're going to fetch us quite a large profit just in terms of the rarity and
Define far.
distance. Oh, it's even as far as Shashka, quite a ways away. So, I'm looking for some slaves that will bring us quite a healthy profit in that sort of transportation. Potentially some genasi if you have any, or even a lizard folk if you've ever been able to acquire one of those.
Well, of course, Zujiri acquires plenty of all sorts of folk. Where are you planning on selling these? I mean, you said Shashka, but who are you planning to sell them to? What's kind of the goal?
Well, we've made some contact with some quite wealthy patrons along that area, and they've grown bored with their property, so they've been asking after some more exciting inventory, I guess you could say.
Well, what's the use? What are the slaves for?
In some cases, it's just servants, typical domestic servants, maybe cooking, cleaning, that sort of thing. Other cases, personal servants to the master of the house or mistress of the house, running any kinds of errands, working anything around the property. These will definitely not be, those that are doing hard labor, although they're probably likely going to be asked to do that from time to time if you, have some folks who seem to be more versatile in that way. Even potentially, being involved in, some sporting fighting, if you know what I mean. If you've encountered any who happen to have that sort of skill.
Well, I haven't heard too much about exotic slaves these days, but I think there could be one area that might prove useful. North of Kushako, probably by about 200-300 miles or so, you'll find Nalia. It's a kind of a middle-sized town, and they're starting to get a little bit more into the gladiator spirit, if you will. And I know we've sent a few of the hardier types, more savage of our slaves there, but they seem to be fetching quite a good price these days. And of course, they don't all make it for very long, but that's fine as long as we've been paid and they serve their masters well, and sometimes they're freed if they can prove good enough in the arena. But if you go to Nalia, there may be some people that you can possibly purchase there.
Indeed, that sounds like a worthy opportunity. I think that might be something I'll check out. If I can, transport these to Shashka as well, that could be something that would be quite beneficial to the organization, just in terms of setting up another location interested in that ongoing gladiatorial entertainment.
Well, from what I hear, Shashka is getting a little bit more involved in those tournaments as well.
Yes, I'm sure they'll be quite interested in some more interesting contestants.
Indeed. It's always more interesting when you've got some sort of flying beast man or scaled creature to see get shredded instead of the typical human.
Yeah, especially even those of the seafaring variety or
Indeed.
And even like I mentioned, lizard folk. Folks just like to watch those be slaughtered anyways. So why not do it for some money?
That's right. Well, that's about the best information I have for you. We don't get too much information from the main area. Anything that has to do with the Zumaji mine primarily is what information we have. So not a whole lot of information, but hopefully that can help direct you. And of course, you can always head to Kashako, and they have more information on what sort of contracts and of course you can always buy whatever needs to be bought in Kushako. Perhaps look through the slavers branch to see if there's any help that they're needing.
Yeah, I was hoping to shortcut that. Perhaps find some closer around here since I happen to be here. But you're right, I can always head in that direction.
Indeed.
But I sincerely thank you for your cooperation, and I will slide over 3 gold over to her.
She pockets it and she says, "Well, quite generous, aren't you?"
I've learned it's always helpful to be generous with those who
It's
help
true.
me.
Well, if you need anything in the future, please don't hesitate to ask. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Kassan, and if I can be of any assistance to you in the future, let me know.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you, Nivu.
You are welcome. Well, I must attend to my other duties, but enjoy, rest up, and we will speak with you again whenever you're ready for us.
Have a great day to you as well.
Thank
and I
you.
will just try to stay there as long as it appears to be proper, I guess you could say.
Okay,
And then make my way out.
sounds good. So you are coming up on the time for your
To
last
renew.
hours,
Yeah.
yeah. So you've got probably 5 minutes.
Okay. I'll head to wherever the outhouse or whatever upscale outhouse they have in this area.
Okay.
And
Sounds good. So you you head towards that door you saw on the northwest side, and as you look to the right, you see kind of an armory there with spears and swords and shields, basic armor. And then as you go through this door, it's kind of leads into the stable area, and you see off to the back side what looks to be just kind of a simple chamber pot.
okay. Is there anyone around?
Stable hands.
I imagine there's some kind of privacy for the
Yeah.
chamber pot. Yeah, so I'll just renew the disguise self there.
Okay. Sounds good.
And does it look like for the shields and that kind of stuff, did it look like there was anything that was or I guess, was it more of like a armory, or is it more of something like where they're selling that?
It's an armory.
Oh, okay. So just kind of a set of basic stuff for the group. Okay. I'll just make my way back out and start, pretty lazily heading towards the exit and towards back to the group.
Okay. Sounds good. And as you walk out, the server who was helping you asks, "Oh, leaving already?"
Yes, I apologize. I cannot stay too long. I do have quite a lot of business to attend to today, but I'm sure I'll be back at some point when my business brings me back here.
Well, we're sad that you aren't staying, but we are here to make Zujiri a profit, are we not?
Indeed, and I'm very glad I was able to catch you. Before I left, I was hoping to thank you for your service, and I slip her a gold as well.
She said, "Oh, well, that is quite generous of you."
Well, it's good to treat your friends well.
Indeed. Well, I will be sure to be here for you whenever you come next. So, and she bids you farewell, and you exit out, and the guard, says farewell and says, "Hope you got your business done."
Did. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. If you ever need to come in again, let me know.
Oh, and what's your name?
Well, all you need to know is it's money.
I like that. I'll seek you out.
Indeed. Well, farewell.
Farewell to you too.
And you head out. And you guys show up about an hour later. You've done your rests. You've attuned your little ring.
Nice.
I think Alton's gonna go puke somewhere.
I do have a question. The spell I want to cast, I need mark sticks, bones, or similar tokens worth at least 25 gold. Would that dragon tooth I have count for that?
Sure.
Cool. So I do short rest, gains me back my channel divinity, and then I can use that to regain a spell slot. So that's what I do, because I have.
Does it consume it or no?
Yeah, it consumes channel divinity to. It's called harness
does
to
No,
it
it
Vector.
doesn't consume the-
dragon
No.
tooth?
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make the ring invisible.
And I figured, let's wait till Alton gets back before we decide what we do.
Yeah, you can never be too careful. You don't want to jump into things. And
And the spell I have requires a specific plan to receive good results.
So Are you sure you should be the one casting it?
I have good plans. Thank you very much.
You have good plans.
So, Alton, after finding a good place to puke, returns to the tavern, and you guys are just getting up to head out. And what do you share?
Well, good news is I've gotten a lead at least. They bought it hook, line, and sinker. At least it appeared they did. And I had a great meal. And I didn't have to pay for it. Well, I kind of did. I had to pay a lot of gold to the folks who helped me. But the food was free. That's important to know.
That sounds like it's the most
Technically, you didn't
important
have to pay
part.
anything. You chose to do all of that.
I had to keep up the persona. Anyways, I was asking about exotic slaves. They did mention there's a place north of Kushako called Nalia. Is that right?
Yeah, Nalia.
Nalia?
That's quite a ways away.
Yeah.
How long ago were your...
Let's
again?
think.
Because I know I met you a little bit after that when you were...
We've been
Well, I
together for
saved
like
you,
2
but-
weeks, so
Yeah, we've been together 2 weeks. You found me about a week before that.
But if they were maybe taken to be gladiators, which, if they were in a fight, they might have been. They could have been sent there.
I will say the timeline checks out. They could have probably made Nalia within the time,
Yeah,
it seems.
Definitely.
wait. So you went in?
Well, and you were captured several weeks before you met any of them. Because you were captured more along the lines of the Mayashande. And then you were being sent out to the Zumaji mine when Raynor found you. So you were a slave for probably 3 weeks to 6 weeks, somewhere between there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so they could definitely be up there.
Definitely could have been covered that distance.
So you went in with only disguise, and then just no other spells, just your
I just
wits and
used my silver tongue.
and you got that information.
I mean, it
sounds
helps
like
if you
more like a
have
gold
wits.
Sharu, I think that you can overplan things a little.
Didn't even have to roll with all the gold he was throwing out.
I mean, I can say I am impressed that it was.
Yeah, I was waiting for a deception check because at least I'm decent in that, but I'm glad I didn't have to do that anyways.
You threw gold down, so you got rewarded.
Money is
don't-
the best deception check.
Yes,
that's true.
I may need to be reimbursed. I did have to spend 10 gold while I was there.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'll help you with that.
Wow.
What a liar.
Insight check.
I wasn't even keeping track of that. I totally thought you were.
No, I think I spent 5 gold.
5.
Yeah.
So you spent,
I like it.
10 gold.
It's his finder's fee.
Yeah.
I can split that with you.
Okay,
So
that'll work.
5.
Yeah, 5 from you. Perfect.
And Sharu, I don't mean just you can overplan.
You guys
I
are
was
so mean to
overplanning.
each other with your gold. Sharu buys everyone stuff, and you guys are all cheapskating.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was willing to be destitute.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
That's true. I should rephrase. These two are just jerks.
Hey, it's for the benefit of the party eventually.
Well, it's a good lead. I mean, any or all of us have been taught how to fight, so anyone could have ended up there.
Do we risk getting ourselves in trouble and going and with our? Now it doesn't seem like a great plan.
Yes, it seems like we have all the information that
Yeah, do we
they
want
had.
to just follow that lead? Because if they've already been there, we kind of want to. Speed is of the essence.
I will say, so as far as your dagger goes, we might need to wait until probably the next day to pick that up, and then head out. Although I do hate having to wait. I just also don't know when the last time we may be coming through.
You also know
The
there's
Oasis.
another tavern here. If you need to go to another tavern, you can.
Because of
Thanks
Sherry's
for me.
perfect fire.
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
other
but yes, let's
tavern.
go to that tavern.
Yes.
The other tavern is simply named the Mongo Oasis.
Now we're gonna go
And it's right across the street from Sheon Smithing.
right next to the other smith that is competing as well.
No, the other smith is in Zujiri Square.
Oh, I thought you said that they were right over. Okay.
I mean, they're close.
They're
I mean,
close to each other. but-
within like a 5-minute walk. But
So, yeah, we can... I mean, it's already getting mid-afternoon at this point anyway. Spend one last night, check on Tondoth in the morning, see if he's got your knife for you. And then...
Do you think there's any more information we could gather around about Mossy's crew or any other questions we could ask? Or do we feel like this is a really solid lead?
knowing the people I know, and as much as I know about the oasis itself, you probably got some of the best information possible. I'm actually kind of jealous, rather impressed.
Well, it was a new experience for me. I've never had anyone treat me that well. And this certainly wouldn't if I'd gone in there as my normal self.
I think the other upside is once we find one of my crew members, they may have more information as to what happened to the others, since I didn't see much.
So, Mossy, since it's your crew, what do you want us to do?
I mean, I agree with Rainer that you don't leave in the middle of the afternoon. So we'll stick around to the morning and go from there.
Okay.
Any other supplies we need while we wait?
As long as we've got rations and such, we should be able to.
How long of a journey would that be?
Oh, it's fine. I'm rather good for scavenging if we need to come up with other food sources along the way. I mean, I've been living in the desert for ages now, so. But I do
Surprisingly
want,
bountiful place.
considering the, I guess, theme, the gladiatorial arena that we may be heading towards, I do obviously worry about the life of anyone in such a situation, so I do not want to wait any longer than necessary.
They did say they could possibly earn their freedom while fighting, but I don't know how long that would take.
Odds are stacked.
I'm sure.
It also depends on which one was sent up there. If Spike made it, he could fight his way through anyone. If, on the other hand, it was Gale or Oriana, I don't know how long they would last.
There's Gil, did you say?
Gale.
Oh, Gale.
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 Gale is the air genasi.
Yeah, I figured
Okay.
because of the wind.
Yeah, I was thinking Gil for the Triton, maybe.
No, the Triton, we call him Knotweed. He does that, you know. He has some kind of magics.
I would have guessed Trent. I don't know why.
Trent the Triton.
So our plan is rest here till tomorrow and head to Nalia.
Nalia, yes.
If there's any other supplies, I don't know about all of you, but I am tapped.
Give me a moment, and I go off to the side, pull out the last dragon tooth I have, say some sort of draconic incantation, cast the dragon tooth, and I cast the spell Augury.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when I cast the spell, oh, never mind. It's within the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. You
Not
all
as
know
thought
this.
as not what I thought it was. Oh, I'll think about. I'll ask about staying in Zumaji for the next little while. And, we'll see if we get any omens.
Okay. So as you look at the dragon's tooth, you see kind of elements of it kind of highlight in your mind, and the cracks kind of array themselves in certain patterns in your mind's eye, and the omen that you get is that things will more than likely be just fine.
Okay. So, well, we should be good for a little while. I as I was casting the spell, I remembered that it's really only good for the next 30 minutes. So we're good for 30 minutes.
Great. I am
If you trust
30
Umar.
minutes.
glad to know that.
Asar, you've been really quiet. How do you feel about
The
the plan?
bones tell me nothing.
Yeah, I think that it is best if we try to find Kaiji's crew as soon as possible. So the sooner we gather what we need to and then head out, because it is quite a journey away.
We're all looking at me. What we're all looking at
Are
me.
we wanting to like hire a beetle caravan or perhaps
Yes.
like
More beetles, please.
go on a ship and then travel up the river?
You know, I do miss Ringo.
He was very nice. he could step on a cactus like no other beetle.
What would be our fastest way to get there?
The river flows north to south, right? So
So we'd be fighting against the river to get up there.
Okay.
Not to mention we'd have to travel
Well, Rainer has
days to get to the
Helped
river.
us through the desert pretty quickly.
Most of the river is a pretty like gentle current, so I mean people travel up the river
and
frequently.
oftentimes people would, like barges that went downriver, they'd have like a camel or a donkey pull the barge back upriver. That was.
You're assuming things about my world.
I'm assuming things like real world. This is real world. What happened in the real world?
I'm just kidding.
Just with my own experience of the area, would I know it? Would I have the idea that heading upriver would be the fastest route?
It's possible. I mean, it's an option. Pretty much the entire of the entirety of the T'Chawi culture lives along the river, with exceptions on certain areas that are a little bit more fertile, where an oasis is, something like that.
Is Nalia near the river?
Pretty much every city is near the river.
Okay, I just wanted to have a double check thing because it might make sense to just hit the river and go all the way up.
Yeah, so pretty much the T'Chawi people, their civilization is along the riverbanks and not really outside of it.
Makes sense.
Well, we're gonna have to be careful as we go through Kushaku, though.
So you won't need to go through Kushaku.
But it's along the river too.
It is along the river, but
But
it's
isn't
south.
It's south.
It's south of
Yes.
us.
If we all stand in a 5-foot area
I thought I had written that it was north.
in a tiny
I just misread it.
raft, I
I'll show
can
you
make
on
it
that.
go faster in the water.
Does he fit in the 5-foot area?
Yeah, we can all sit
What's
on
this?
top of.
I pull and I withdraw into my shell, just lay it flat on the ground.
Great, we'll ride Sharu up the river.
I can hold my breath for an hour, so that sounds fun. I would mind giving you all a ride, although I don't know if you'd all fit. Maybe you can
I'm
carry
pretty
one.
sure we could get faster and more comfortable accommodations up the river. It might cost a little bit, but I'm somehow not as broke as I thought I was last night. So,
So you're buying the rounds tonight?
So I can try and see about getting us upriver. So I think that's probably the best option we have. The other cheaper option would be to head out through the desert on foot in the direction. It might be a little more direct path, but
I think
also could be a
whatever's
little more
fastest,
dangerous as
though.
well.
Sounds like time is of the essence if we're worried that we're going to die in a fighting pit in the meantime.
That's exactly my worry.
That should be worth the expense, I'd say.
So to head west towards the river is going to take a while. In the first place, the Zumaji Road that you're along the Pumongo Oasis is about the halfway point to Zumaji. So you've got at least 5 days travel to get to the river alone.
What if we
it's
did
like-
a direct?
We're right here.
Yeah.
The river's right there, and they're up there. And we could just kind of. I am good in the desert.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's
And
entirely possible.
you can try and cut through. With Rainer's help, then you could save some time possibly. The most people don't, and the reason there's a road is because of the oases.
I can create water. We will be good on water for most of the trip.
We can just stock
if
up
we-
on rations.
Like
to
I said, we
mention-
can. I'm good at scavenging the areas. I know these deserts. I can definitely find us some food if we need to. So we have water and food taken care of. I think we could take the fastest route with some caution, and perhaps that might be the smartest option in this situation.
Yeah,
Well,
not to
and
mention being that close to the river with a lot of us being on wanted posters.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah,
Maybe it's better
we-
to take the unbeaten path.
Avoid the prying eyes of the populace.
Let's adventure.
Adventure awaits.
Huzzah!
Okay, so you guys get your plan ready to head out through the wilderness to Nalia, and we are going to end the session there. Thanks for listening.
You have been listening to RollFare, a D&D podcast. Produced, recorded, and mixed by SF Shields. Executive produced by the RollFare team. Copyright 2021 by RollFare LLC. All rights reserved. Visit us online at rollfare.com.